Hi guys, for today's video, we went to Visayas State University to interview some students to gather some information and opinion on what they can say about teacher Keona's situation. So teacher Keona is elementary teacher, a science teacher, and she has only 2 days time limit to assess her student. She asks if what is the appropriate tool to use, if it's a project or a quiz. Let's watch the interview. As a future educator, given the situation of Miss Keona, what do you think is the appropriate assessment tool to use?
Regarding to Miss Keona's situation, I think it is better to perform a quiz rather than a project. Since Miss Keona had let the learners watch a video or perform various activities regarding the concept, I think it is better to perform a quiz. And also, Miss Keona must consider the capability of the learners. It is not like the elementary learners can do a project within just 2 days. So it is better to perform a quiz.
Okay, Miss Monique, thank you. As a future educator, given the situation of Keona, what do you think is the appropriate assessment tool to use?
As a future educator, I will recommend Keona should use a home-based project because it will encourage the students to be creative and it will make the students a critical learners, thinkers rather. Yeah, so.
Thank you, Miss Alex. As a future educator, given the situation of Miss Keona, what do you think is the appropriate assessment tool to use?
As a future educator, I would suggest if Keona's situation to use a quiz because the students are still young and I believe that they are not yet ready to create a project within that 2 days time frame. And so Keona must really use a quiz to measure students' technique within the topic.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rayling. As a future educator, given the situation of Miss Keona, what do you think is the appropriate assessment tool to use?
For me, as a future educator, the most appropriate assessment teacher Keona should use is project. Why? Because I believe that doing project, we can really measure if the students really learned their lessons or they are able to apply their knowledge into skills. Though I know that the time is already limited, I still prefer doing a project since I believe that when we are doing to measure students' knowledge, we should always go for the best. And I found doing project the best.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chan. As a future educator, given the situation of Miss Keona, what do you think is the appropriate assessment tool to use?
Given the fact that Keona's time is limited, it is obvious to the best assessment that Keona should use in the option A, which is a quiz to demonstrate the student's knowledge of plant cells by matching definitions, labeling parts, and completing multiple choice tasks. Teacher Keona had already formatively assessed her student learning through questions and observing performance inside the classroom, and it is about time for her to have a summative assessment since she lacked graded projects or quizzes. I came to this decision due to time pressure and feasibility. With only 2 days left in the unit, it makes more sense to provide assessments that demonstrate student learning while still being hands-on. I think it will be helpful for teacher Keona as she will have enough time to review and read the quizzes. Also, option A is convenient for students and benefits them as well.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Stephanie. Sharing their opinions, I come up with this conclusion that administering a quiz is the best tool to evaluate the students' learning. Project is very good to assess students' performance, but because of the 2-day time limit, quiz become the best option to use. Basing from their explanation also on why we should perform a quiz rather than a project, they mentioned in the given situation that time is already limited, so creating a project would not be the most convenient thing to perform. Though there is possibility that the students might be able to done the project on time, the outcome would not meet the expectation as to what the teacher have in her mind. Might as well, she will not be able to assess effectively the students' learning on the topic and judge their performance poorly. To sum up, quiz is the most appropriate assessment tool to use because of different criteria to consider. First is the time in the given situation. Teacher Keona only have limited time to assess her students' learning. I understand that doing a project within the small time frame would not be very appropriate for the young learners. Second is quality of work. If teacher Keona want to expect from her students an output that matches to her standard, then doing a project not really advisable, given the situation. Lastly is the level of the learners. In the situation, teacher Keona's students are still young, so letting them do a quiz within the short amount of time is not something low grade level students can pull off. On the other hand, using this criteria, I believe that the only weakness of the chosen assessment would lie in the question whether can we authentically measure students' learning during a quiz or not. Since we cannot really have a clear picture as to what's the extent the students learn their lesson during a quiz, meanwhile, doing a quiz also has its own strength. It's more economical, less time-consuming, and more appropriate if we only wanted to measure students' knowledge and the different parts and definition of animal and plant cells coming from the situation of teacher Keona's have shared.